Allahu Akbar. Saying Allahu Akbar is shirka. God never gave you that. God is not Akbar. God is Al-Kabir. May the curse of God be upon this guy. I curse you in the name of God, inshallah. You will never succeed in life unless you retract that kind of statement.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه إلى يوم الدين أسيدانك ونوع أبوه ننقى na seti bia nchen ene besana ko akwagiatemu na sumdwe nka na komhyefo a osemu yi won yenso etiasa asiso no yenfa na sumdwe enko ne yeso monte mekasa ya monfa ncheme na emera baba SHUAIB ekese me no enura ne hasi nyame ena kata bia chimi nti monfa ncheme se mekasa ma na eye wakese me odi nyankopɔ di akese me nti ahyase anyame ene teaching se ebe enika abranti ya okotra Maame Grace no claim se obi biara obegji hadith edibia no oye mushrik obi bi obeka se Allahu Akbar bia no oye busunsumuni obi bi obeka se kalimatu shahada la ilaha illa Allah Muhammadur Rasulullah oye busunsumuni ena me ba mu be kire se de bi na argument ni ye weak weak to the sense the walker no onim ni oka se obi ka se la ilaha illa Allah Muhammadur Rasulullah oye busunsum oye mushrikin and me future na argument no me bobebre tugui ba sho na ehin de se o ka asem na ya ye be ma wo se de o ka ne no kore if you say bodem ni kure kasa utie ni ye bo se o ka no kore bi woni nsemu na se obi a wadwene mu da ho aye doctrine na ma o kasa sa but aye de ya doctrine na e de atete wo no ma akoma akubu mu a e wo tro no a ye no kore abante ya ba be kese me se nyankopon no me enkame on se me sei me nkoso da adaya ma be cheche nsemu ama won se oda wona my brother baba SHUAIB misrawo you case ni film so na kata ne ha me pa and ma menka se mi chiro baba se emo nyina emo adoma nyina oti so o ye meeting se e wo so obi anu mojaduro na o ye kese sa meeting na emo nyina kro no osono onkobi adenti na osono onkobi if so no de ni dini kura no ene ne honam se oson dada nti ye pemojaduro nom amajata ye kese adwa ye kese ya osono de obeda baba biem se komba sasi so ne se fie bi mu maame de bia o aduane a woton ma nkrofo a se ne ba pon suku a wo mo dwina aduane ho no sa fie ho no no nipa bi na obadwina aduane ho abebu a me ka kire wini se kase na wo so de ato me so no wo ko hyedem ne sum na sire nyankopɔ ho bone fache se de Peter ye no emra Yesu Kristo nante poso no so ko nante poso kakra bi akoy Yesu Kristo ama wo mem wo se me se wadi komisheni Muhammadu hatem enu nti nyankopɔn no me mra me so ene me pufa kire so wadi nyankopɔn ko atem ni komisheni nko a according to video and video me prepare no emra wo disprove me no wo se onim ne oka hwe busa bi moshe se wadamfo no baba busa bi moshe me kana sem afi no wadi me court nyina di matem and mani che me ho se ne eto akomhyefo no ebiatom pepepe no mo de ni mu odene de but ebiatom pepepe ene dia dance yese onyankopon sa wo me so kakra se me explain ni nsam nkyere mo akwamashefo nyina omukofo kese wo no echichi bitum ne nyina abomabrabom ema me ho tome mani gye sampa e wo se mitimi fight na me de sanctity anase religion mu bakoye ema ni pati nyankopon so no we try our best se e be fight sa course no ne enim se yeni ho no mo ye wu a Allah be yi wo mo chen yen abeto so be izni la ta'ala ko watihi ye be ko na videos no so na mo de munji ena so abanti we no video we ka ho me ne ho video ba ko pa strong one ti se ne de ya ka ho me wi a me twe me ho afi no kakra but so be kan sem bi anya ma be chirichirim but me focus ko ne nsam no ho eye very weak to the sense say you tia da wa mokra o mo no anan nsam a hye o mo ma komishini be hye mpaboa be hye ne edua tumi be kata komishini ho a ye botu gu no a omo de ne ye kakra e chen ablante ne de no nti ka me de enka konom ko ye debate ya because mu nyina wo kanse ba ko ono no nyi onyi enwoma bi ani se Quran you tia da mo so nyi enwoma bi ani se hadith ni Quran so mu nyina mu wo kanse ba ko so but one someone argument no baba e weak to the sense say it does not carry weight nene ye say be kire nene ye be to the extent e de a kire nkrofo say ablante no Quran yurufo no so me kasa say nya mo kire dia ene ogu o mani mu ase and baba be sere wa kachi ala na wonyi case ni mfiri mi so na sa case no me nyankopon doba ne mi o na se wanfa case na ma na oye ni nshirade a ene be kwa so to ko hyedem ni su baba nene me video mo se wo na wo say wo kopa chewo yanko video no so
God chose him and gave him guidance.
Ladies and gentlemen, what wrong did I say in this statement? Prophet Muhammad didn't choose to be a Muslim. God chose him and gave him guidance. Please, what did I say wrong in this statement? This statement. What did I say wrong in this statement? This guy is going to tell the people that I insult the prophet.
People try to paint their teachings. They try to paint their character. But on be good heart. Nakakra bi wo mutu le sense se me se wota mimpo na me ka wasem wo ha me de odo na eka tie din so betimi asai abi mo hye mu nyina tra so mo kominzi mu yutu ya da mo nyina ajai unde dia wo mo kom wo mu ntimi nya asem bi entia me baba se komisheni Muhammad didn't choose to be a Muslim. God chose him to be a Muslim. Na me si sa statement no odidi komisheni atem sa statement no kan sisi ya no obo enye sa statement na me ka se odidi komisheni atem o wo de pacho me ba.
I is going to tell the people that I insult the prophet by this statement. Listen, he's going to tell the audience that I insult the prophet.
Yes. Prophet Muhammad didn't choose to be a Muslim. God chose him and gave him guidance.
So kasa nyankopon choose komisheni a enokra na woka obi aka God chose him to become a prophet. So enu nya insult but was say member insult no be did na tem e was a statement na was say onyankopon choose komisheni as a Muslim or a prophet no momintie say enam sa asem na me kan ya momintie.
Yes. Prophet Muhammad didn't choose to be a Muslim. God chose him and gave him guidance.
These people no baba o can videos wa odidi komisheni Muhammad watem many places. Me pacho me ka say wo hwe ni videos wa na statement no kan na me say odidi komisheni atem. On say obi bia ekode kom ebe nyankopon piricha no enkontompo e wo ninsem mu aharo de be kesi mi no ntia me say onko hyedem na wonso baba se me say wa yinso to komisheni odi komisheni Muhammad watem sallallahu alaihi wasallam but the statement o kan say nyankopon na choose prophet wo yi komisheni se omeye muslim wo se enu ntina me se wodi komisheni atem but wo hwa asem na me kan ye no me se sa enkrofo we baba wo hwe ni video sumu a wodi komisheni atem several occasions enye sa asem o kan ye na me kan wasem o ye abrantie case ye beko so ye me ya banyakopon hu mobo unim because what the hatred ti say be to ada wa mo a hwem video so a the hatred no mo di matem no mo kese me no mo di matem na so mo kwahye baabi na me nkyiremu a me de baye no ono mo so ka the same thing asam wey me say wo video so me nka say statement na o kan say si ana wo di komisheni atem na me kire wo video so di komisheni atem say si a wo video so.
May the curse of God be upon this guy. I curse you in the name of God, inshallah.
Ami magiatum magicus natum wan fa tumi bia nkese me tumi bia kwani ho na wo de otumfo nyankopon a wayi me se me kyekire nsem mu no enne wo de ne kese me magiatum na kese na wo kese no se ama me so a ebia ebetani aba wo so nyanko em de se wo say in the name of God or the kese me ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Se me say what the commission atem by your statement what Maame Grace wo kan say nyankopon a choose commissioni Muhammad to be a Muslim. Enya na me ka ho asem o. Me so video sumu me nka video particular video way ba wutie ne ye de. Oh me brother, hwe no am for how be ankoto ho so.
You never succeed in life unless you retract that kind of statement.
Was say men koso abrabomu da. Dise me twesan se wo se me se wo didi komisheni atem e wo asem na wo kan ye se nyankopa twusu komisheni. Baba eni ene me be kire wo se videos no me ka se wo didi komisheni atem na wanti message na se ene wo de no me yankasa to ho so no nya me hu so me be kire wo video ko se wo di Allah atem. What did Allah tem? Mukasa, mumre mo ho ase. Mo gine se munim biribia. Enti mukasa with arrogance. Me be chew videos mienu pe. Udi komisheni atem adi nyankopon atem na wuzu bi lamin haza ismihu. Se nyankopon kra ye kwasea by your statement no. Because we say obi biara obeka se komisheni Muhammad na chire Quran ya sibia no ye kwasea. Allah so aka ne Quran mu se nyankopon ka kire komisheni se kire adasama Quran na se de na ka kire nyankopon me be kire usisi a o de moment to ask me ba
he's willing to debate me but you don't understand English. How can we have a debate?
O gane debate no o se debate me nti English don't me debate me o gane na Quran na wo kire ase ko English no in Arab na o de ko English o gane debate now. Say am be kono me be ko video so di komisheni atem na me kan ya wo gene se me ni statement we no new statement nya no o ye ko sa videos no munti asem a wo kafa komisheni so salam ho na me mongu das bi na fe me nto video no so wo first video we ni wura fi ba me kai wo me kai wo munti.
Why will you be joining garbage books trying to explain the words of God when God himself is the perfect explainer of the Quran? Quran chapter 11 verse 1, he is the one who explains the Quran. Quran chapter 24 verse 18, he is the one who clarified the verses. Quran chapter 6 verse 105, he is the one who clarified the book for us. Quran chapter 41 verse 3, he is the one who has already explained his verses. And you are still forcing and foolishly telling us that the prophet is the one to explain the Quran when the Quran itself is explained.
Mipacho muntio wama Quran ISB video na meka wonim ni wura fisi wo kan sa asem no ena wo de koto sa video na me nyen na meka ho asem wo wama Quran chapter 11 verse 1, 24 verse 18, 6 verse 105, 41 3 say nyankopon na akire Quran na se na wo mo si komisheni Muhammad na akire Quran ya se no wo ye foolish people sa wo beka se komisheni Muhammad sallam na ebe kire enkrofo Quran ya se wa bra onu nyansamu no Allah adika kire Quran na se dada nti wa quote ayes bi na me de ba ko beba ni aya ne ba ko beba nti obi obeka se foolishly so because the commissioning Muhammadu and ebe chire Quran yase. Astaghfirullah.
Quran chapter 6 verse 105. He is the one who clarified the book for us. Quran chapter 41 verse 3. He is the one who has already explained his verses. And you are still forcing and foolishly telling us that the prophet is the one to explain the Quran. When
the chapter base commissioning ebe chire Quran yase. Now what the Allah tem me to inform no kan. The word now can foolish no. What the amanya nkopon meba yento view no so.
Then they will say he was sent to the Arabs to teach them. He was only there to teach the Ummiyuna.
Was also sikasa commissioning yosman say on teach Ummiyuna for no kwa. See the arrogance ya brantin de kasa achire commissioning sallam. Because of say or say wonyi hadisi bieni. Na wonyi hadisi kura na we say no so kasa achire commissioning. Wo de yenti de obeto so yanko.
The Ummiyina he went to teach. According to you, the mushriks, you are saying illiterate. If they are illiterate, am I an illiterate? Does a learned person need somebody from the desert to come and teach him again when God has already explained his own book? Does a learned person need somebody from the desert to come and teach him again when God has already explained his own book?
What's a learned person? Obi ono nimdia de obi a ono desert so Muhammad ono kata sano Nabiullah Muhammad no kata cheno sano so obi o desert so no obeda be kire wono no Quran yase because people say komsheni a kire Quran na se bebre wo hadisi mu aya ne yama because of say onye hadisi ni nti no komsheni e wo desert so no e wo nyansa e beda ne komsheni Muhammadu abekire ne Quran yase na me kase odi komsheni atema wo so be kese me da min keso da dabi nemum kese no se be ya adwuma ene ye wo kokosu because see ai wo video kire se wo se komisheni Muhammad obi obaka se wo kire Quran ya sibia wo ye foolish if se wo nimde enye Muhammad wo fi desert eya Arabia mam na be kire Quran ya se kasa fi be no kasa tantan ahomaso kasa be no my brother wo de yenti to aso.
Does a learned person need somebody from the desert to come and teach him again when God has already explained his own book?
If you say Yankopon di kai a kire Quran na se da ntine commission na be kire Quran ya se. Ayas no ko tu nyina wonte Quran na se o. Se Yankopon so na kire Quran ya se. What if Yankopon nim so wo kasa a wo kire Quran ya se ama wo. Baba a wo kitete commission ni Muhammadu no. Wo mobo aya homa so na ye wo sa yanko.
You'll be a fool to think the hadith are is the book explaining this.
Enti wo ube kwasia na se jimifo se komisheni hadith na ebe kire Quran ya se wa obeka sa bia no we fool.
You'll be a fool to think the hadith are is the book explaining this.
Nti wesi we no okekeke kana meka chene se okọ no videos mu odi komisheni atem bebre edoso one seto ye debate ni nchire mu nyina krete komisheni Muhammad sallam. Now me be prove what you say see before some to make videos no wo say obi obeka se komisheni Muhammad na be kire Quran ya si bia no wo ye kwasea. Now you are insulting God and the prophet and those who claim me claim be say komisheni no he is the best explainer of the Quran ever in this earth because God give him the book. Komisheni wo bien Quran mu nche komisheni kunkun Muhammad sallam. But wo say komisheni no obi obaka se wo kire Quran ya sibia no ye kwasea. Then you were insulted the prophet. Say prophet no ye illiterate say nkofo bi kanti wo ye illiterate dia ono ntimi mfi desert no so me kire Quran. If se Yankopon a kire Quran na se dada baba say ka ba debate na mebu sa questions mema quotations mienu po Quran me kire ase ho be po papa wo pa fa Quran na wa kire ase no fabra ne yen kenkan wo mistakes e wo English no tie na wo to wonim on say we can debate say me table of ntu ntimi debate me na konje Muhammad book no de ba na English enya Arab. Now wama chapter bi wo Quran chapter wama Quran chapter ye 24 verse 18 na eno gina so kase obi bi obeka to konsheni Muhammad na be kire Quran ya sibia no wo ye foolish ene wodi Yankopon atemu baba asem na ehu me kan ne de na ansa chapter 24 verse 18 on the quote 2 ye na yen hwa ade bi ho 24:18 no wasi otumfo nyankopon na ekasa auzu billahi minash shaitan la baba le quote 2 ye mesi na argument e weak argument bia wasi wayubayyinu Allahu lakum ayati wallahu a'lamu hakim. Allah explain the verses to you. Allah is all knowing and wise. And in the quotation gina so ne say nyankopon se wa explaining the ayat. Ye kasa ayat high air the commandment onim. Wa chire mu di a chire ye nti obi obeka se komsheni Muhammadu ene be chire Qur'an ya sibia na wo ye kwasea. Ey baba SHUAIB ene ye nko Qur'an ni mu en ye ko Qur'an 16:24. Ablanti wo mo bopa o asemo 16:44 munti asemo nyankopon kan baba Allah yusu liyubayyina yubayyina enye mere explanation it was asechire say nyankopon ama ni ayat no emu adaho wa explaining ye pa nye just explain the same word na Allah yusu man ho Quran chapter 16 verse 44 Allah say bil bayinat with clarification nyankopon commissioni yamau clarification and the scripture we reveal to you reminder yinka kaya bi diama wu Muhammadu tiei ana wasi li yubayyina linnas so obe chire mu yie obema emu ada ho ediama adasama baba se obebi obeka se komisheni a chire Qur'an ya sibia no oye kwasea odidi Allah tem Quran chapter 16 verse 44 Allah say nyankopon komisheni on chire Qur'an na simu pefe lubeyin lalinas on se baba kes na wo kese me no enne wadidi komisheni atem amana kanyankopon utumfo no me say wo bi o ye arrogance biara onyankoso da wo si wo bi obeka se komisheni na echechere Qur'an ya sibia wo ye kwasea komisheni mfi desert emechere wa wuri Qur'an mu number 2 wo si obi biara obeka se komisheni po achire Qur'an na se no chese wo ye uisu the word fool wa Jimmy pa.
Quran chapter 6 verse 105. He is the one who clarified the book for us. Quran chapter 41 verse 3. He is the one who has already explained his verses. And you are still forcing and foolishly telling us that the prophet is the one to explain the Quran when the Quran itself is explained.
And Allah say komisheni ye Quran na ma se chire mu fama adasama nti wana wodi atemi baba enyankopon anase yen astaghfirullah. These people come because ni YouTube ni ntale na wa ye na woton we na me kasa wodi komisheni atema wo so wo kese me Allah na wodi ni di kese me no wodi na tem because Allah say komisheni nchechire Qur'an na si pefe wo si da bi Allah chechire ase enti komisheni etimi nchechire Qur'an ase na wo nim se aya na kotu kutu yen onti ase sa Allah kan se wa chechire Qur'an na si ya I refer to komisheni no ankasa enti me di aya wi abre wa nyankopon ka chire komisheni se chechire Qur'an na se chechire ase pefe mankrofo no adasama nti Allah ka se ono chechire Qur'an na se ya all point to komisheni because Allah ankasa ma wonte komisheni na akasa ma wate bogus argument bogus weak argument baba SHUAIB untimi you also ka do code you da wa mo so me de wan fan fa yo nabi yentoa ni video no so yedi kan amenkofo hu se wodi nyankopon komisheni ene nyankopon no ankasa atem e wa ha yentoa so.
We want to play international match. You want us to play local match. Baba SHUAIB, I'm beyond playing local matches. I don't play local matches. And you think Baba SHUAIB rather hates Islam? I hate who? And the people who were yabbing behind me, when I finally stepped to Ghana, the people who I was told they keep yabbing behind Baba SHUAIB, that who Baba SHUAIB does, when I'm finally there, they don't have mouthpiece to talk.
Obi no wa gi debate ni tum. Me na me say me no be debate no. Wadwane. Yese ko ase woni Ghana, wadwane. Se me brofo nye. Enti wo de ko international wadwane. Yitum se wadwane. Because argument no be share me a enka me gina kasa be hwe me din. Why you ntimi nkasa? Because argument no ye weak to the sense say it doesn't make sense. So be ka say ye ntworo 5 daily prayers e wo Quran mu nti enim. Yen ka 5 pillars of Islam enti enim. Why a weak argument? What is it here? What the entire video so?
I'm serious. When I was finally in Ghana, those people cannot talk again. Then you let this some comedy scholars you have, the Sunni scholars, the Shia scholars, Tijaniya scholars, who are just getting the Arabs money, driving big cars, and you think they are the ones who care about you and Islam.
Sembaba wo kama sama ya memfa men emfra yuti ada wo mu omu nyina tam se de wo tam ya wo kese me no omu nyina empema sem nti se wadwene se me tawa me tawo me do pa but wo yira on se Quran you no adi duty ama wo arrogant na mebo wo baba but memfa ne se me tawo de me tawo kra unima de unimi hwef ukotu Quran but on tiase ba also komisheni Muhammadu ono no ntimi nkyere Quran yase ye to aswe.
Let's go to the comedian.
Ye kam mushirika e kyere obi o ye busunsun ni a wodi biribi abata nyankopon fe ne mushrik.
He says when you say mushrik, it means somebody who has actually attached something to God in the act of worship. That is who you call a mushrik. Yes, that is a mushrik.
Wajiatum explanation am de be wajiatum say any effect mushrik. Wo see Muslim fo nyina ye mushrik because of so mo kan la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammadur Rasulullah de be ka ho nti obi ye mushrik. Baba wo see obi obeka Allahu akbaru wo ye busunsumuni astaghfirullah. Me de beba and also maybe you no credit good dustbin. We don't share video no. Yeah, to us.
That is what Baba SHUAIB is telling you guys, that you are mushrik, the hypocrites in Ghana especially.
Now, what say on can say obi a mushrik. They see I was say that's why I tell you say we a mushrik. We are boson for. But obi can't throw a video here what they reply me yanko.
You are mushriks because you said we cannot practice Islam unless we attach your garbage books to the words of God.
Enti was said enti omo ye mushrik ni say untimi nye Islam wa bra onko sua komisheni ho ade nti wa beka se komisheni e wo so ko sua komisheni practice ansa na wa ye Muslim no wo ye mushrik na ko ade baba ya na wo ba wo twi bia na wo yi bia wo no ma e ma wo kasa sana because the okan nto asumu ono na ye de nwoma ne ma no komisheni ye de nwoma ne ma no wo bas no wo nyemu o kasai wo so obi obekọ ne nche se open kiremu afi ni ho no wo ye mushrik enam se wo si hadith ni bi nyenti enti hadith ni nyina anye sa ta me catch video ba kunum se wo ma na wo ma miensa ana enum nye na se wo se
we cannot practice Islam unless we attach your garbage books to the words of God before Islam can be practiced. Is that not a mushrik? So what should you be told?
On say one thing mushrik yase. Mushrik in chese obi a okofa komisheni hadith e dia abekire ye mushrik. Mushrik obi a o sum biribi bata yankopon ho na efe ne mushrik mun. Wodi wo wura hye biribi mu se eno betimi aboa wo asenyankopon efe ne mushrik. Bo sonsum ni na obi o ye mata ho. On say nim the word mushrik impo. Obi ka say 5 pillars wo is ewo Quran mu ani mushrik ni de ni. Because what argument ni say obi bia onye Quran yun no ode hadith be ka Quran ho bia no oye mushrik. Akoyi pa me say enye nchirima we kan hu hia kora wo dabi wa bom papa
na de entia wo gina so no se ya yo Arabic kasa bi ayeka se la ilaha illallah Muhammadu Rasulullah. Also obi obeka sa asem ni biara oye mushrikin.
You see, that is a lie. You see, this is the foolishness of this kind of clowns that I'm talking about.
Oh dear. Na wo ti atem wo say obi bia oba kofa invention bi afiri hadith mu dia ba bia wo ye mushrikun. Wo so won kan sa baba. Wo kan sa Mami Grace busa wo say wo so mo ye de wo so mo ye mushrik adaya o mo practice 5 pillars of Islam. O mo ka kalima de Muhammadu ka ho. Wan kasa mo mi entimla.
We will cross it.
Yes.
When we get to that bridge, we will cross it.
Yes.
Right now, you have made a profound statement.
Yes.
That some of your colleagues are idol worshippers.
They are not my colleagues, by the way.
Are they not Muslims?
They are mushriks. I just told you.
Mushriks.
Yes.
You are telling us.
So how are they my colleagues? If I'm telling you they are not my colleagues.
So what are they to you?
They are mushriks too.
Wo se de enti o mo ye mushrik ni. So de enti na wo deny baba. Wo so wan kasa.
He doesn't understand English. He said, I said, anybody who said La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah is a mushrik. Is that what I said? I have the video. I'm going to play the video. But is that what I said?
Yeah? O kakai. O no enanim. Me ka sa na. Waka. Wo si obi biara a o ye muslim ni bia ye mushrik. Ana wodi wa argument ba say argument wodi ban say obi bi obeka kalima say la ilaha illallah Muhammadu Rasulullah betatu obi a wo ye mushrik ona kae wo sa say al-kanul Islam 5 pillars of Islam it is not mentioned in the Quran enti obi obeka sa bia wo ye mushrik ena wo ko kire say dia Islam nie Maame Grace kwa kasa okay omo ye mushrik omo ye wunua no se da bi omo ye mushrik ana wura fia na afa na wo ka kasa wo kan ya baba wo kan subhanallah baba tie argument no me see a week mo me tie video sunum la.
Is that what I said? Oh my God. Oh my God.
On say why you confused? Waka kura manaba so obi obeka say Allahu Akbaru nyankopon ye kese ase ade nyina na say Allah is the greatest wo so ye mushrikin eno na me de be teachings ne pa abo nsem hunu nyina to agu nsem hunu na okeka kana it doesn't make sense no.
Now this is the video.
Nyanse nyankopon ye baako oboa Quran in cancer said ya wudi.
I said that God says we should bear witness that God is one. He said the Quran doesn't say that. Listen carefully. I said the Quran says we should bear witness that God is one. He said, I'm lying. God never said that.
Muslim fon kaye so no say wo mo say you have 5 pillars of Islam and to we mushrik no say see I will say e was say who bear witness nyankopon.
He said, I said that the mainstream Muslims who says there are 5 pillars of Islam, I said they are mushriks. Then he is now saying that
verbally no it is not in the Quran.
He said where I said God say we should bear witness that he is only one is not in the Quran. Listen carefully. I'm going to prove it. But he says it's not in the Quran.
Also a mushrik.
Then he said I'm a mushrik. Does he understand the meaning of a mushrik? Because he defined the meaning of a mushrik earlier, but he doesn't understand the meaning of a mushrik. That's why I told you these people speak with hatred. they hate me so much. So they twist words and they are, how will I say, confused, flabbergasted, perplexed. I don't know if they have concoction in the head. So I'm going to prove to you. Now look at this verse. Quran chapter 7 verse 172. And this is the verse on the screen. Now, in Quran chapter 7 verse 172, it says, and when your Lord took from the children of Adam, from their emergence and their descendants, and they testified for themselves, am I not your Lord? They said, indeed, we testify, lest you should say on the day of resurrection, indeed, we were unaware of this. Listen what he said.
Or a mushrik, because it's not written in the Quran that La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Name Musa La ilaha illallah. And also say La ilaha illallah. It's not written in the Quran, but you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, he even made it easier by speaking English for me. He said, La ilaha illallah is not written in the Quran. Listen carefully.
And also say La ilaha illallah. It's not written in the Quran, but you are saying this is in the Quran. What is wrong with this guy?
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard this guy, the clown, Sean Nation. He said, La ilaha illallah is not written in the Quran, but I'm saying it. Then he says, what is wrong with this guy? So maybe the guy is talking about himself. I'm going to show you where La ilaha illallah is written in the Quran. He doesn't understand the Quran even. Quran chapter 37 verse 35. Ladies and gentlemen, check the screen very carefully. And check the verse I'm going to put on the screen. Check the verse carefully on the screen. God says, Innahum kanu iza kila lahum la ilaha illallah yastakbirun. He says, indeed, they became arrogant when they were told there is no God except Allah. Innahum kanu iza kila lahum la ilaha illallah yastakbirun. This is La ilaha illallah. He said La ilaha illallah is not in the Quran.
Baba si wanyame ya nyame wanyame ne se meme si Baba wo si nyankopon si yemme witness say woye ba ko pem si it is not in the Quran. Baba de aye bia ba se wanyame e wo Quran no oh Baba SHUAIB. Baba ko tenshi enye me masema me ka me be kire won nsema me ka kire wo argument no ena me de o common sense kakra bi botugu yo common sense wo say yentro no Quran nim eno ka wo twantro wo say 5 pillars no eni Quran nim mo hwemla.
As it says in James chapter 4 verse 7, submit yourselves to God.
So right now, if I decide to submit myself to God without the 5 pillars of Islam, I'm still a Muslim. Is that what you are saying right now?
Without the acclaimed 5 pillars of Islam, not coming from God, right? So it is allegedly.
So you don't practice the 5 pillars?
Because it's not here.
Hey! Hey! Hey, way!
Not coming from God, right? So it is allegedly.
So you don't practice the 5 pillars?
Because it's not here.
Hey! Hey! Hey, way!
We say it is not in the Quran. It is not there. And you won't follow. Maame Grace a punch you say. And you say nim. And when I will change you and say, oh, mean ka say nim. Name will say it is not written.
Hey! Hey, way!
Emphatically,
The 5 pillars is not there.
Explicitly. No, I'm not saying it's not there. I'm saying it's not written.
And I make a chow say, Emra Uyan Churchill by me grace hono. One send the Brena Okayan Nay Hadith. It is not in the Quran verbally. Number one, what can I say? Maybe Plachino, Koso.
You will find Shahada. The Shahada you find is Quran chapter 3, verse 18. You have to bear witness that there is one God. That's it. There's no nothing like I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger. The moment you believe in the Quran, you already believe in Muhammad because he brought the Quran. So what you need to do is to bear witness there is God. That's where you come from. So you bear witness that there is God. That's number one.
What can I say? The Allah can say, Yanka se la ilaha illallah. Maame yanka Muhammadu Rasulullah say it is not in the Quran. You said, God said, you should bear witness that he is one or there is only one God. It is not in the Quran. Quotation would you say, you know. Min can't tell say Yankopon ya baku Quran mu. I will never say that. It is in the Quran. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. So ka kira tamfo no a say Yankopon ya baku pa la ilaha illa Allah. Musin no mo dia homaso. It is in the Quran. But there who can say, you know. What the abba say no enye meme argument ya me ne wo de ye no meme say wo say I bear witness that there is only one God. It is not in the Quran. Hadith we know. And so what to hadith ya twene ni nyina to atwene and odi commissioni Muhammadu atem. Hadith say la ilaha illallah Muhammadu Rasulullah. I bear witness. It is in the hadith. But we will say you must bear witness that there is only one God. It is not in the Quran. And I make a chair, Baba. Ana, what you say? I went out go to you know. Your name's Ayanana. I'll bless you with pa. With a member, Mamin King or go to Quran Ayabi. I'll go to you or no let me say. What Chimmy say, La ilaha illallah. Quran. Miminka say, Yankopon. Eba kopeni Quran mu baba enuni Quran chapter 36 was so fat ne aya 35 Allah say innahum kanu iza qila lahum la ilaha illa Allah ahanya bear witness baba who say what English bear witness bi sha ba me mbusaw bear witness wa Allah kasa o ka kire tiafo no say la ilaha illa Allah Yankopon bie no ka Yankopon ba kopɛ no a yastakbirun no mo dia homa so ko but there wo kan ya wo kan say e wo say wo bear witness wo chapter wo ko 2 ye Quran chapter 3 verse 18 and ko Yankopon kan say shahidallahu annahu la ilaha illa huwa Yankopon ka say bear witness say wo ye ba ko verbally say wo kan no de ntia me sa ne bro no say wo argument ni say yen kan sa Quran nim yen kyere wo e wo mu de nanso yen kyero dia wo kan ya kyero wo sa kan say Islam means submission. It is not in the Quran that Islam means submission. Al-Islam ya'ni al-istislam. It is not in the Quran.
So the word Islam is not an English word. It is an Arabic word. So people kept using the word Islam to actually seem as if it is something which actually started in the 7th century.
So what is Islam?
Islam means submission. But the proper way to pronounce it is al-Islam.
But uko Quran ni mu a ubenya say submission Islam no. Nemo ya ni bi anka ho. There is no ya ni in the Quran. But who the ka ho any hadith that's a commissioni Muhammadu ay Yankopon ba koye e wo Quran nim wayi commissioni Muhammadu wono so no wasem no ka se kasa la ilaha illallah Muhammadu Rasulullah wo se no ka wo ye mushrik. Are you serious baba? Wait na wo biane debate na wo kese mi no. Kese ko me nyi kese ni tonche bi ko kese wo ye kese hunu. Nti now baba se wanyame da bi wanyame wo asma wo kan say you must bear witness that Yankopon kan say wakala Allah annahu yujibu alaina an nashhadu anna Allah wahida. It is not in the Quran. Nemo ubenya Quran mu say Yankopon ye ba ko pe. Ubenya Quran say ni komisheni Muhammadu ya no somafo ɛna woka bomu a udi ho adanse a kyerɛ nkrofo a na yɛ ne la ilaha illallah Muhammadu Rasulullah wo so obi obɛka saa asɛm ni bia wo yɛ mushrik baba me kan ya wo be kɛse hunu ɛda wo so ne to aba wa na obedi eti won say there me see send argument no ne ho hye no ne ho hye no sa na tie ye ko Rasulullah oso obi obɛka saa asɛm ni biara wo yɛ mushrikin wo yɛ.
You see, that is a lie. You see, this is the foolishness of this kind of clowns that I'm talking about.
Sana wokan no baba ana wo brofo na wokan no nsanti ase ana wo ka kire Maame Grace say apart from wo obi bia wo Islam bia ye busunsum ni ana obi say o say die ntia ana wo ba mu say omo ka kalimatu shahada and the konsheni Muhammadu ka ho omo say there is 5 pillars in Islam omo say 5 salat in Islam ana wo so mo ye mushrik won ka sa on sa fe de wo twe no ho me udi machi ababa tie me nipa bia ho se me show video so a me do odo na ehwe me mfa hatred and share video ti me show afa wo unya ba bia mfa kantankanta wo fa na wo so won ka sa wa ka sa kwa ka no so hewi so obi obeka say Allahu Akbar nyankopon ye kesiye wo ye the greatest bia wo ye busunsum ni me be pra kire osisi a ne wura fi tara me de bi mojeo na baba sa me ohun bia sa because the wo ye no enkosi bia bia sa me fa video pasa me tina so be 1 month ya ontimi na maba ontimi na because video so nyina me wo ensem hunu nko a wo kra wo kire se yensi nya asore e wo video bi mu na commissioni kire dia wo se no nye. Are you serious? Na sem ne say wono waji commissioni adi nti waji Quran ya di nti waji Quran dia automatically waji commissioni Muhammad nti ehu hia say o beka say Muhammadu Rasulullah ena me bo wadwene say ne wo kan unim ne wo kan nyankopon na odi Quran ne baaye no wo bo commissioni di several occasions say wo ya Rasulullah Muhammadu Rasulullah wa otumika ati memfa bimra muntie Ablante e wo se edi nyansa to na dwenum we de wo yama yuti ada wo mokora so abamfa so ache no wo ko mo nansama ye wo mma no wei tie so wo kai Quran me he e wo chapter 4 verse 80 mamni kan check once you can never say so wo ka nyankopon ye ba ko pa memfa Muhammadu nka ho you are lie unim ne wo ka baba SHUAIB Meba chapter 4 so to Nisa verse 80 me verse assembly wo hono wode ya ka me de ba yes tie argument ne say ye ka se nyankopon ye ba ko pa me ye ade commissioni nka ho who told you that it is not in the Quran so ka se la ilaha illallah don't add commissioni e wo hadith no okay Quran chapter 4 verse 80 Allah say whosoever obeys the messenger baba tieniye Allah na kasa wasiman yuti rasula faqad ata Allah obibia la obesu tie dia manyan nyakopon komsheni no odi kan say Allah ko di kan mention no wo so obi obesu tie ma komsheni Muhammadu no wo yesu tie ma nyankopon wo se ye kase ashhadu alla ilaha illa allah ya me yenka wa ashhadu anna muhammadan wa ba kasa bia wo ye mushrik wo di na say won kan sa o tichinsi ano no eti wo nyansa che nyankopon na no ka say Muhammadu Rasulullah alladhina ma'ahu ashiddaa se Muhammad nyankopon komsheni e di na ebu Quran nim Quran chapter 3 mu Allah say obi biara mamenko na asam ne nyakle yi Allah say kul komsheni kase in kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'uni kachira won se so mo do nyankopon dia munimi komsheni achi baba hwe na okasa na okasa no eye enkoda kasa Allah say komsheni kachira won se so mo do nyankopon a ene munima chi muni machini chese dia dance yese we komsheni Muhammad sallallahu ofi nyankopon dia dance yesa enu ntina hadith nyankopon komsheni ka kira wo se sa kalima no eka fapi mumu no so baka se la ilaha illa allah muhammadur rasulullah fa huwa muslim wo se da bi baka se bi fa huwa mushrikin wo dia ade na wo to wunim allah si sa wo donu a di komsheni Muhammad ngane di Quran ya chiwo wo baba wo se wo ji Quran di no there is no need say wo baba komsheni Muhammad di wo salati ana se kasem Allah nka say in kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'u Quran wase fattabi'uni mi Muhammadu it means komsheni no o won chere bebi de ho a lovely ni nchire mu od me Quran ne ye lovely me chere wo bi we munyina ne nam honom gu legeni mu ase oh ye wadwuma ye pa o Allah kwa to so ka say ati Allah wa rasula obey Allah and his messenger and so chapter 4 hono also obi be komsheni no obi tie komsheni wa tie nyankopon enti ontimi nka say obi ka la ilaha illa Allah Muhammadur Rasulullah wa ye mushrik wa ye busunsumni. Are you serious? On say argument say oba on te debate no ba debate na kama kana meka na kama kansa ho for debate na se o ye wo and argument ni nyina ye flawed say e was say wunya say 5 pillars of Islam o Quran ni atworo 5 pillars of Islam dabi nyono ba che yankopon wonka nanso obenya ba ko afiri ha anya ba ko afiri ha o kabo mu na ye 5 pillars no kire de di mu pa and wo de na wo kase but you can say religion means believing in supernatural being who control your destiny. It is not in the Quran. Yes, baba de okay no bo.
My country Ghana, we have Shia, we have Sunnah, we have this, we have that about 4 or 7 categories. But you are telling me we don't have versions. So where from that one?
Thank you. So understanding religion in the first place. Religion is believing in a supernatural being who controls your destiny. That is faith. So you believe in what you have not seen, what you actually studied to know. You didn't see God. So now you believe God. You have your faith because he created you. So now in the first place, God gave you a religion, the aspect of believing, having faith in him, building a connection with him.
Religion meaning no but Allah ntro no Quran mo verbally say adini huwa imanu wujudi enim nemo obo sampa religion no kire say ginyankopon di o Quran nim sa but o kire ma kire nkrofo a na oba kire say de wo kan no enti komsheni Muhammad for Quran aya na no kire mu yie de a kire nkrofo na be ye la ilaha illa Muhammad rasul wo say no nye. Are you serious? Do wo de ye baba fada nyani o enti weni esu a wosu a wode keseme ni nyina no ontimi improve me wrong ne waka afei ye be ko ba bia eni teaching sipa baba SHUAIB say obi bia obeka se Allahu akbar biara wo ye busunsumni ablanti oni ma de fe ne busunsum ana mo ntie sa video no mla ye afina asam ne be yede o muntie baba.
Allahu Akbar. Saying Allahu Akbar is shirka. God never gave you that.
Abranti wo twabia na baba mpso dia pem no na frɛ minua no o twabia na baba sma wo kan say obi bi obeka se Allahu Akbar wo ye busunsumni nyankopon fa sa asem ne maayeda on say ni weak argument no obi so say ye ntro no Quran me say Allahu Akbar into kasa ye shirk baba. Are you serious? Because the word Allahu Akbar, you can find it. The word Allahu Akbar, you can find it in the Holy Prophet mouth. Say, I was somewhere here, so the say Allahu Akbar. Not say it is not in the Quran attributed to Allah. Omunimo. Say the word Allahu Akbar, no, it is in the Quran attributed to Allah about witness. Was say, obi bi obeka say Allahu Akbar bia wo ye busunsumni. Sa video we mu ka say obi bi obeka say la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah nyina ye mushrikin. E video we mu. I will deny no. What the kakana Maame grace word that? E MP da. Opa ondileti e osho neshi. Baba. So obi ka say Nyankopon ye kese sa de nyina wo ye busunsumni. Na or the argument be ba ene eri be wie no no. Wo de ye to aso.
Allahu Akbar. Saying Allahu Akbar is shirka. God never gave you that. God is not Akbar. God is Al-Kabir. Al-Kabir, not Akbar.
Hey, mumpa me say abanti onye se nipa bi na womo no akwadura ye womo mpe soma som dada. Na ombedi yo mo chen kamen kana se wo se Nyankopon Al-Kabir. Onye Akbaru. If you say Quran ni mu a obon se Nyankopon se wo Al-Kabir. Nti onye Akbaru. Hey, enti wono e bi on ya so be say Allahu Al-Kabiru. The word Allahu Al-Kabiru, it is not mentioned in the Quran, but ubenya Al-Kabir attributed to Allah. That is the Allah attributed. Al-Kabir means great. Ubenya Al-Azim, Azim Quran attributed to Allah means great. Ubenya Al-Hakim means wise. Baba, wa hunu akbaru si ye de Nyankopon Quran wo. Quran doctor ti ha. Wo de me ba mo me nwie argument ni nwie.
Not Akbar, not Akbar. And there are other good players too. But God is Allah alone, and you are calling him Allahu Akbar. Is there any other God apart from Allah?
Baba argument ni say, so ka se Nyankopon ye Akbaru a, it means all compare Nyankopon to people. Weak argument. We put a weak and dead argument ne baba ye no. Baba say, so ka se Nyankopon ye kesiye e chen biribia. You are comparing Allah to someone. Na Al-Kabir na okay de Allah so ye kesiye. Ani to ka sa. Sen confirm compare no to Allah de to ka so ye Al-Kabir. Baba, are you serious? And are you okay? Are you okay? Who so because Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest. Who say I know the God is great. Well, great says me ba o de to
Calling himself Al-Kabir according to chapter 13 verse 9. It is like using, in Arabic we say Shayfa Tafsil. It is good, better, best. It is like using good, better, best. If you say God is the greatest, greatest of which gods? After telling you La ilaha illallah.
On say asano okano obo one who fool. Was say so say Allahu Akbar, God is greatest ya. Were you greatest or was which God? God ben no mo Allah is greatest wo mo so. Mutie baba argument no. Baba say so say Nyankopon ye greatest ah. Wo ye greatest e wo hwan Nyankopon be mo so. Baba, Nyankopon say la ilaha illallah. No nim so wo ye ba akopɛ e no ka say la ilaha illa huwa. Onim sa. On say what argument no e yankula argument o. Nyankopon nim say ono nko aye ba ko nto say Nyankopon bi anka ne ho. It means people claim to be God and people claim people to be God. Nkofo friend nkofo Nyankopon. Nti wo say da bi ono nko ne Nyankopon. So Nyankopon ye kese sen. It means you great people so ho, but you the greatest. What's your problem, Baba? What is your problem, pa?
Calling himself Al-Kabir according to chapter 13 verse 9. It is like using, in Arabic we say Shayfa Tafsil. It is good, better, best. It is like using good, better, best. If you say God is the greatest, greatest of which gods? After telling you La ilaha illallah.
Baba pa akwo argument party so pa o. Se wo ka say Nyankopon ye kese se ade nyina. Hwan na Nyankopon ne prayer enti wo ye kese wo no mo so. Won so wo se Nyankopon so wo ye Al-Kabir. It means great. Wo ye great wo ha mo so. The same argument ya wo ye. Allah amasa argument ni bebre Quran mu. Allah so wo ye Al-Hakim. Wo ye Azim. What is sa abodini man ho ye den. Bible so ye boniface fo. me be kire wade baba onim de so me ma wawie video no wadwe ne se nyankopon ye nwisu al akbaru ema no Quran wadwe no but I will teach you a lesson. Yeah, to us.
There's only one God. So how can you tell me Allah is the greatest? Of which gods? How many gods do we have?
It was say I didn't tell ye no say Allah is the greatest. Ewo hwan so. Na baba yi hwan so na Allah ye greatest. Ti me enka say ye greatest. Na mo ye al-kabir, ye great. We mu nyina wo social media. Na be den kofo enya esom ko say esom abodam say abi mo sheka no.
Only one God. So how can you tell me Allah is the greatest? Of which gods? How many gods do we have?
Nti wo say how many god do you have? So unim say nyankopon nim say god no ye ba kopa e die nti na wo ka say Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. Wana Allah ne ko ene according to wo argument tantantan no. Wana Allah ene ne pere ho nti wo say nyankopon bi anka ne ho. It means enkrofo claim to be God. Pharaoh claim to be God. Enkrofo say creation are God. Akito say yes Christ are God. And wo ka kire wo say la ilaha illa huwa. Nyankopon bi anka ne ho. It makes sense. But wo say so because akbarua Allahu akbarua. It means also mbosom because nyankopon no o ye greatest e wo hwan no so. O ye greatest e wo nipa so. If say nipa e be ye great people. And now when we say Allah kwa you so great e ma komisheni Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam no. Allah you so great e ma komisheni sallallahu alaihi wasallam. E wo Quran. Allah say you so great e ma wono no. Na mo wo nim de so ma me nche wode bi. Say nyankopon ka se wo ye greater. Ni greatness no e ye akbaru. E ye greater. So kase we wise we the source of wise. Nya wise because you want crowd ye nipa ye wise people. You want crowd ye nipa ye great people. Allah na de bo wo mo. Enti nyankopon ni greatness, ni holiness, ni wise, ni nyina ni mini parse we the source of all things. Ha shoneji. Kata no kura ko. Hey. How
can he be the greatest? It's just like football players. There is always good, better, best. The best player always have another players competing with him.
It was says, say akbaru, Allahu akbaru. I said the prayers. Obi a best, obi a best channel. So because you put your greatest, it means you don't know compare obi. Why didn't you compare obi? And Crawford compare one to God. Ebu Quran, ebu Bible. People compare themselves to God. And take Allahu akbaru. What is your problem, my brother? What do you mean by uncle?
It's just like football players. There is always good, better, best. The best player always have another players competing with him. So when he say Messi is the best, it means there are other good players too.
Onse akwa wi ankasa na on. Allah akan Quran yimu munji. Mi kotu aya bia kire so okase Messi eye best ya. It means enkrofo bi ni complete. Enintro ye benji undim kase nyankopon eye greatest. Okay, eba. Okay, Quran chapter 23. Baba tie. 23 verse ye 14. Allah say, "Thumma halakina nutfata alakatan fa halakina alakata mudga fa halakina mudgata izama fasakawna izama lahma thumma salahu halakan akhira fatabarakallahu ahsanul khaliqin." Baba mi busa wasem wana Allah ne pre abode ho I was so the best of creation. Why? We fi nyankopon no ankasa enum. Was he is the best of creation on the body and dimu pa. Wana nyankopon ne pre according to your weak argument na I will say. So because Allahu akbaru it means you didn't compare obi and Allah say we are the best of creation. When Allah ne complete I was the best of creation. Na unu say nkrofo so body was asese wana. Nyankopɔn ba de ne se ya obi timi ye ni yi obi akoma se ya doctor timi ye ni yi Allah ba de ni wa bo nipa but ehon te chima ye timi ye ni yi enti he is the best of creation but people so e kreti ka efi Nyankopɔn mu Nyankopɔn na ye ka wo de no ohuni mi de ma nipa na ye ka no enti Allah is the best of creation because people are creating things baba wa bondodo wo ye bonde we are born there bi mo she nipa no ade asamni and what argument here wo kan e fa akbar hu e ye weak hwe wo kan ma me fa bi nkyerɛw wo si se wo kan greatest na wo kan se ase baba paso wo kyerɛ se yemfa bi kura attribute bi ma Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala okay Quran ya ho ya de akbaru adi aye attributed adi ama Allah said ya de azim no kabil na wo kana the same thing on kada Quran chapter 6 verse ya 19 ti Quran chapter 6 verse 19 Quran ya de nenko fo yi se no asemi wo si kul Nyankopɔn ani komisheni Muhammadu ne kasa say ayu shay'in akbaru shahadatan akbar na wosi yenya no ala yusu ha wasi kul komisheni katujwa I command you say it kul ayu shay'in akbaru shahadatan wasi say what thing is greater than testimony wasi edi na kese ewo adansidie mu ye kase ye di adanse a edi adanse be pa na ye kese wasi kul lahu shahidu baina wa bainakum ne wodi adanse so pa ne Nyankopɔn otumfo no enti Qur'ani pa kire wo say Allahu akbaru woye greatest ewo bribia mu eba dansie mu a woye greatest eba bribia mu a woye the greatest entre komisheni Muhammadu kachira so wo ya sorry a ka se Allahu akbaru Nyankopɔn ye kesies na de nyina what is your problem baba SHUAIB we de ba kon de woye komisheni ne we de edi SHUAIB ni argument nyina ye weak wosi ye kasa Allahu akbar wa yabusonsum sai ade Nyankopɔn twe no Qur'an mu de ane won twe no Qur'an mu nti ade ye kanya ne atwe no Qur'an mu to wadwene se bibi o Qur'an mu bia na wo se wo de yisi atworo ansa ebu ha yen kan wo kyerɛkyerɛ mu a wo kyerɛkyerɛ mu but Nyankopɔn bon tofa nti Allahu akbar no wonya the word Allahu akbar wonya Allahu al-kabir a wo kana nemo ubenya al-kabir ubenya azim ubenya hakim ubenya rahman ubenya ar-rahim ewo mu bebre edi entina ala de sa attribute no ma no yewo nipa omo ye ar-rahim so ho yewo nipa omo ye ar-rahman ho nemo Nyankopɔn ye the greater ar-rahman baba argument no sapao debate no ka be ye that time nti misisu biemu a Quran chapter 6 verse 19 wasi kullu ayu shay'in akbaru shahada kullu lahu shahidu bayna wa baynakum say things is greater in the testimony say Allah is a witness between me and you and to be a greater witness it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he is the akbaru Quran leka to timi kan che say o ka Allahu akbaru a you wrong it is not wrong because Allah Quran mu and akbaru so Quran mu ya batu ogwa na koma ye ne ya Ntiza say mercy ye better. Nese nkofo ni ne twende ya. Allah so ye the best. Ne mo me ka kire mu. Nya baba nko a. Se ka se Nyankopɔn ye wise a. Enye Allah onye wise. Allah ye source of wise. Wo ye nyansa nyina ti. Ye ka se Allah eso a. Wo ye azim a. Onye azim keke. Ne mo wo ye akbaru. Were source of azim because Nyankopɔn ye rahmana wonye just odomfo nemu were adomfo nyina ti ta na Quran ne ka by translation ebi kwa no all wise and de kakra all wise nemu he is the source of wise. Nyankopon ye odefo Nyankopon ye odefo we source of adefo nyina ti ebi se nipa odefo na ala se odefo da bi enti asem bi o Quran mu ana asem bi ya etimi di man nipa bia no wo de ko Nyankopon e different asem na no enti na argument ni ye weak mu weakness wadi ka de awo ho me say me ba be ne ho video baako strong one wa ma se oni seto madam seto o be hia me bi mo hie nipa na wo se wo ha me obi mo hie won oba me nche be chia me ofra bo chire bae no oni ye debate bi na o se commission ye sena na wo ye sena ni nyina ya temdidi onti Quran ya sababa ka Quran lutum ne fato enti we ni ade a ode bae a se wo be keseme na mabe boni nyina de agu dustbin mu se me boni nsem no tofa na argument ni se obi obeka se kalimatu shahada la ilaha illa allah muhammadur rasulullah biyan wa yabusunsum ni ya batu agu ni ya oka obi obeka se there is 5 pillars in Islam ono aka ka se ni ma fe lo se ewom ne mu ye ntwroi ampa ye se ye ntwroi bata ewom enti we argument no aye useless wasi obi a obeka se 5 daily prayers wo Quran mbia no ye mushrik ya provu kire no se ewum eno ya batu agu en obi obeka se akbaru bia no Allahu akbaru bia no ye busunsum ni ya batu agu because na argument ni ye weak because Allah wo kire nkofo se wo soro chen ye it means you nkofo mo so soro asasi so no na bo wo mo there's no problem and komisheni Muhammadu Qur'ano Allah eka se wo ye azim wo se wo kan Quran chapter na menhwe aya no na menkan Quran chapter so kan Quran chapter 69 Allah say innahu kana la yu'minuna billahi azim for should do not believe in Allah the great nti Allah yusu azim man ho na azim we no enti say ni pa azim nti asesa Allah yusu azim man ho ena wo Quran ni musu Allah say komsheni Muhammad wo say wa innaka ala khuluqun azim wo Muhammadu wo subaya subaya no anasa wo moye no esopa azim o suri ma komsheni Muhammadu enti komsheni azim no eni Nyankopon azim nyepe ene so ni pati ase enti baba nasoma wo kan nyina no it doesn't make sense ene yentwero we ya twero wo Quran ni mo mamom yentwero no se de wo ye kan ni nti wo se nye no kore now enka me be wie no ablantie we e condemn hadith nyina na me chene se am chene ka kre na de ka kre bi fa hadith ho ye judge hadith with the Quran won't mean ka se hadith nyina nye and me be chero tafsila komsheni ye fa Quran ho e fa ayes bi ho e de a chero onse wo kai Quran no Nyankopon se yenya yem yie ma yahofo mayenka off kasafi enkyere wo mo yenka yemre ahobrase entabase ma wo mo komsheni wo ho na nkofo bebre nti Quran nase Quran no ebi ye be doso ebi ye muhkamat ebi su ye mutashabe ebi joma ehia interpretation baba wudi na unima wakasa inche Quran ase ukai hadith aya feno sunna al-nisa komisheni no mo kwa akon ena abrantie bi ebe pledge to komisheni sallam an-nisa suratu nisa 3104 enti o ma pledge to komisheni no so obe kobi ena na o ma abrantie no maame ejina ho na osu na papa na nation wei komisheni ka kire won se o maame o se mo maame o se komisheni say stay with her konenchen na said o ma ni suye no komanensere wo baba SHUAIB say this is not in the Quran enti we na nye uji we dia wo ye busunsum ni hey are you serious baba Nyankopon sisa wo ma mi su a Manensere se ma mensere wo senye because Nyankopon kan ko anim. Ablantie we pa. Number 2. Komishoni sallam ena be me ba ne nchen. Se hwan na wo se me treat ni yie pa wo wiase mu. Komishoni so wo maame. Wo sabu sabiem, wo so wo maame. Wo sabu sabiem, wo so wo maame. Treat wo maame yie. Ene ye tafsir komishoni ye fa asam na Qur'an ne ho no. Baba de na wonim. Afi wo se treat wo papa so yie. Wo se sa asam wo ye ntro no Qur'an mu nti enye. Na ta kire se Anabi Suleiman kan ne Bible mu se obi bi obepa o maame baba bre obepa ma o maame afi ni nche o ya ni wuo ba no eni Qur'an mu nti enye baba we mu nyina teachers na tie sura fa no suratu ikhlas Nyankopon se kul huwallahu ahad allahu samadun lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad uko hadisi mo Nyankopon e ma komisheni chire mu yie Nyankopon se adasama pome wa bla emfatama wonsa eno mamenhwe se menya sa hadisi we ya nenka memfa nka ho ibacho momfa nche makra na hadis kuksimu ena asasem we ewo na Bukhari mu aso so report we asem ni we ewo wawaru Bukhariyun ebi wo Muslim mususo baba si eni Qur'an mu ntinye akwa we pa ana woni se kulu wallahu ne Qur'an Nyankopon ma komisheni e bai mu kire ho tie wasi an ibn hurairah waliyallahu anhu qala ana nabiy sallallahu alayhi wasallam qala Allah ta'ala Nyankopon ka se kazabani ibn adama wallam yakulahu zalik wasi Adam ma pome. Oh. Allah said, son of Adam, deny me. Wa bra omuni kwan se omo yesa. But you we ni Quran mu, but we see yentu you are not serious baba SHUAIB. And I say washatamani walam yakunu lahu zalik. And he revealed me had no right to do so. Omi dimatem, Nyankopon se nipa di dimatem wa bra emfata ma wonsa. O wie na obekirem adekora wo ya wa dinatem adekora wo ya wa pono ene se wo say one Quran we hadith neka o wo be Quran na ewo bia o kabo mu a ena komisheni di kire nkofo no wo se nyeye ntontwene. Who are you to say that? And he was saying, he said, his non-remark has made me at first. Was say, nipa kase, se wo wua, Nyankopon timi nyane no. Oso ukasa, wa dinatem, ukasa, wa dinaino, ukasa, wa kasetia no. This is, any Quran we say, nipa Nyankopon say, nipa so timi nyane no. Ena komisheni chire mu say, Allah say, asem na wakan ye no, ukasa pe wa dinatem. Osi yentro we Qur'an we ntime yemfa nya adwuma wonye serious me to aso say and say for me then remark he revealed me it saying that I have taken himself a son was so mu di matem and so mo se mafa oba ama me ho me ma wo oba Nyankopon kan qul huwallahu ahad allahu samadun lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Hadith ni komisheni si Nyankopon se so ka se wa fa oba ma ne ho a wodi dinatem we hadith mu se nye adaya obi hadith ye de bia ye mushrik ablanti bi pa ana hadisi ni komisheni kotu Nyankopon se Allah say fa qawluhu ta'a ittakhadhu Allahu walada wa ana ahada as-samadu lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad eno kotu se mi Nyankopon makase me obi anwome na me nso anwoba we ye Bukhari mu esawo e Muslimu esawo hadith kuksimu ntu hadith kakra me de ba ye ya na se wo se me yentontwene ebi se yentwe no Qur'an mu media si abrante no nim ne woka wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu